I must be leading this today since I'm in the big chair.
The hot seat.
You're in the hot seat.
So, quick question for you two.
Oh,
How many
coming out
people?
firing.
How many people come through that front door and think that fitness is the answer to all their problems?
Fitness the answer to all their problems?
Well, and health and wellness. Fitness is going to fix it all.
I don't know that many think fitness is going to fix it all.
Okay.
I don't think that's the only solution. It's
Okay.
part of the solution. It's part of why they're coming.
How about the biggest part? That's their problem. Is if I show up and I work out, things are going to turn around.
What are they trying to turn around?
Well, whatever it is, maybe it's their. I mean, we hear weight loss. That's
Yeah.
probably the big one,
Okay.
right? So, working
We're talking
out
weight
is-
loss. They think it's going to, but
Okay.
we know that's not true.
I would say, I'd say most likely whatever they think is their problem with their health and wellness, fitness, weight loss, they do think walking through those front doors is going to play a very large role.
Okay.
And may even be the thing they think they are missing, or like it should make things happen.
Okay. So I was thinking much of the same way. And as we know, yes, moving your body is important, but fueling your body and what we eat is, I don't know if it's the most important, but it's way up there.
It's a damn big part.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes to changing your body and losing weight and losing body fat is what you're after, then yeah, just movement alone is rarely ever going to change it.
Because, I mean, how many
It's
times have
hard
we
to
had-
outwork poor nutrition.
Yeah, exactly. You can't outwork what you're eating.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at me because I have tried to outwork nutrition. I have tried.
I have too.
I have tried to exercise my way into weight loss and not knowing that food was actually a big piece of what I was missing. Hence, me coming to see a trainer. Sorry, Jeff. I always feel bad saying this, but I actually was working out with a trainer. I was working out with Jeff. And I was always thinking, like, what does he think I'm doing when I leave here? I mean, not that you thought that much about it, but I just know that my nutrition played a huge role in weight gain. Like, it wasn't stress or cortisol or, like, all these buzzwords that people use now. Like, I was eating the wrong foods.
Right.
And you were
And not
unsuccessful at outworking it.
And I was unsuccessful at outworking it. Like, even though I would try to use exercise to control it, it was never ever going to work just by that.
So having said that, we need to look at food and what we're eating. So today I wanted to talk about where do we start with people when they're getting started. Okay.
Sounds good.
So first thing I want to do when I sit down with somebody is talk about have the conversation of the old way I've tried things, because most people, we've all had this conversation with folks. They'll sit down and they'll list all the different ways they've tried to lose weight over the years. They may work for a while, right? Or some of them don't work at all, but they end up on this roller coaster. So we have the conversation, the old way didn't work and why, and then we move on from there.
What do you do because this is what I hear, and it's not necessarily the old way. We know it's the old way, but they say it works when I do this. I'm successful when I'm doing this. So how do you break that mindset out of people? Because, well, I mean, obviously if it was that simple, you just keep doing it.
So I try to have the conversation. Well, what happens when you're not doing that? And are you ready for that roller coaster, that cycle to stop?
Okay. So that makes sense. Like I said, some people recognize like, oh, okay, I've tried everything. I have the roller coaster, but some people truly believe, well, I just need to go back to this thing. Cause when I do that, then I'm at my best, but I can only do it for 6 weeks.
Right. And I was just getting ready to say, usually that conversation leads to something complicated. Like, when I did this worked, but I had to do this and I couldn't do it very long. It wasn't sustainable. And then the other one, the big one I hear when I'm sitting down to talk with someone for the first time is, the things that I used to do just aren't working anymore. And is it because they're not doing them with the same intensity? Do they not have the same, like motivation to get it done? Like it could be a number of things, right? And so usually what it all comes down to, what I'm listening to hearing someone say, is that they want to do something really, really complicated. And that's not what we
Right.
That's not what we do.
And in that category, I put macros, calorie counting, getting on the scale all the time. Those are all the first things that we tell everybody, hey, we're not focusing on those things. They're all tools. We may talk about them down the road, but we're putting them away for right now. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
So next thing we want to talk about is why nutrition needs to come first. And to me, this gets into, we start building that foundation. We talk about it all the time. Our nutrition foundations.
Yeah. So what is it that, if somebody's new, that's sitting down, now we're making that transition. So what's the beginner stage of that?
So we choose one thing at a time. I like to start with water most of the time, but it depends on the person. We're going to pick one thing, whether it's fruits, veggies, water, protein, eating meals at home, and one by one, we start getting better at them.
So it's a one step at a time. How does the one step at a time look? Like
So-
how long, for when do I get to move?
Once you've mastered it. So and each person's different. I think you guys would agree. So if somebody comes in and they're not drinking any water, you don't say, okay, well, we're going to start by drinking 64 ounces of water 5 times a week. Let's start with, 16 ounces. Let's see if we can get, 16 ounces, 4 or 5 times a week, and we build from there. And I think there's some discretion on our part, or where, because again, every client's going to be different, but maybe 64 isn't their number. Maybe we're only going to ever get to 48. But once they're doing it consistently, I think that's the point when,
Yeah, it's time they get to move forward and on to the next thing.
Yeah, I think the most important thing, though, to highlight here about nutrition, though, with the way we're doing it, is when somebody walks in, just like if they've walked into the gym, we talked last week about getting started in the gym, being a beginner and being unsure and nervous. Like, we're meeting you where you're at with your nutrition. So the last thing we want to do is make it complicated for them. We don't want to overload them with things that they don't actually need to know right now, or maybe they don't even understand. Their feeling on nutrition is coming from latest and greatest trends they're watching, on social media, or something they read or their friend or their sister did. And we're just literally making it as basic and as simple as we can so that they can start building that foundation, because that's what we always talk about, is our nutrition foundation. Starting easy, meeting you where you're at, and not overcomplicating it.
right.
Yeah. The not overcomplicating is the key to anybody, a beginner trying to get started, is what is the most simple thing that you can start with, and building some traction and momentum in just knowing you're heading in the right direction is what I get excited about seeing. Just somebody, they're doing these things. They're not having to think about a result on the scale. They don't have to think about any external result other than just, how does this make me feel? And am I actually able to accomplish the mission? And once they can do that and learn to just, be inside their own head and feel their own body, then, moving forward feels good. And we get to go step by step. Like I said, the foundation we always talk about: fruits, vegetables, water, protein, eat at home. I can say it in my sleep.
Simple.
Sounds super simple, but we want to stick in that world. Like I said, we're trying to talk to beginners, anybody that's thinking about change, get away from number one, like we said, this crazy, all the things you've done in the past. Get rid of them all. Take them all, crumble up, throw them in the trash, try something new. I have yet to have anybody come in and say, oh, I've already tried this.
And the only thing we actually get from people is they're like, oh, this is it. And then this relief washes over them, the sense of deep breath. And they're like, I can do that. And it's good, because now they're going to stack wins and build momentum in their nutrition. And now they get to be that. I love the beginner mindset, because you get to build the foundation. Some people are like, oh, it's rock bottom, I don't have anywhere to go from here. Actually, when you're rock bottom, the only place to go is up. And so that's how I like to look at it with nutrition, with someone who is really, really struggling and thinking that I've tried it all, it's too complicated, I don't understand. It's
Right.
we just take it and simplify.
I had a lady last week that's just made me think of this. Getting veggies has been a problem, and we went through some things. There weren't many that she said I like, but there were a few that she said I'm okay with it in a certain way. So we talked about, okay, I'm okay with these veggies, and then I like them prepared, in a certain way. So we went through the whole variety of things that she thought were okay. And so her homework for the week was take broccoli. That was one of the ones that were okay. And we're going to air fry some broccoli because she didn't like it mushy. So we talked about, and we left, and I'm like, okay, that's your homework for the week. She's like, that's it? Yep. We're going to try one veggie, a new way that it's prepared. So simple.
Yes. And anybody who has never had broccoli in the air fryer is delicious.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Yes, you're missing out. If you're not air frying or roasting, you don't have to air fry it, but
Yeah.
if you're not roasting veggies and you're like tired of mushy steamed veggies, air roast them, air fry them. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I need to get on that train.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Same.
You're not on that train?
Not yet. Apparently
He's
I need-
over here with his vanilla ice cream.
I'm over here dipping my carrots and broccoli in Bolthouse ranch dressing.
You don't even need any ranch.
But that's good.
Yeah,
It is good.
That's
I'm
really
just
good,
saying
too.
it's pretty. Just
You could air fry them and dip them in
It's
Bolt
basic.
House.
And that brings up another good point. Like when you have somebody helping you do these things, like you may be like, I never even thought about that, and then it just gives you that another layer of somebody to bounce ideas off of, especially when you're getting started. And some people, they're not, they either don't like to cook, they don't know how to cook, or they're just gotten so lost in just the hustle and bustle of evenings and shuttling kids to and from activities that they don't even take the time to realize that actually doing this way to prepare it, you can do like something else while you're cooking, and you're getting more done. But again, on your own, you don't think of those things because all you're thinking about is, how am I going to get dinner on the table for my family as quick as possible without not having to hit the drive-thru again or order pizza or throw frozen pizza in the oven. So, that's just another layer that having somebody help you, it makes things easier.
Absolutely.
Help makes things easier.
Steer me in the right direction.
We need to get Jeff some roasted vegetables.
Well, if he would have been at the demo on Saturday, that was one of the reasons I did it. I spent pretty well the first 48 years of my life thinking I didn't like Brussels sprouts. And then just in the last 2 years, I've discovered I do like them, but
Prepared this way.
yeah.
Well, I've went 42 years without liking them, so maybe I need to end that. So, should have been here last Saturday.
Oh, God.
Yeah, veggies. You're gonna find out veggies are a real struggle for this guy.
We need to work on preparations, Jeff.
Powering
We're going to
them
send
in.
you home with some homework.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Next, so the next thing we want to dig into is as we start to add these foundational items, we work on the concept of subtraction by addition. So we don't want to just start saying, okay, any of these perceived negative habits that we're doing, we don't want to just say, don't do that anymore. If we're going to start changing things, we start adding positive things, adding better habits. And then, what do you know? The others just work themselves away.
Common theme. As soon as somebody walks in there, the first time you get into nutrition, like actually what they're doing. Well, I need to stop doing this and this and this. Like everybody spews out all the things they need to stop doing, and really it should be the reverse, the exact opposite of that. Let's not talk about what you need to not do. Let's talk about what you should do.
The first thing I do when I sit down with somebody to talk nutrition is, just so you know, I'm not gonna ever tell you can't have something, and I'm never gonna tell you that something is bad.
Which is hard for
Yeah,
people to
and the other
grasp.
thing I like that you say is how it's not never, it's how much and how often.
Absolutely.
So that way, if somebody really does enjoy something, because, I mean, food is part of every day. We have to eat every day, number one, and then it's also part of a lot of celebrations and part of life, right? And so just having the assurance that you could still be successful at, say, a weight loss journey and still have all the foods you enjoy in some way is a good thing. It's a good thing for somebody to know that, so that they don't have to have that all or nothing mindset. Like when they sit down and they're like, yep, I need to give up this, this, and this. I'm never having this again. It's It's like, but what if you're encountered with it, or what if you enjoy it
Mm-hmm.
and you help them figure out where it fits
Sure.
into their lifestyle.
I mean, I know we've had this discussion a bunch of times where how many people that you've been meeting with come to sit down and talk with me, and then they think during our first meeting that I'm gonna shred everything they've ever been doing
This
and
is
say,
terrible.
yeah, and we're starting from scratch.
You slob.
Yeah. And then they leave and they're like, wow, he said all we're going to do is tweak a few things and, exchange this for this. And this might actually work.
Yeah. And if you can adopt that too, then you don't have to be that annoying person when you go out to a social event with friends. Oh, I'm on a diet. I can't have that. And it's just like, what a buzzkill. Like everybody knows that person or has been that person. One of the two has happened to everybody. And it's just like, well, how do you rebound from that conversation?
You mean when I bring my own meal prep to a party, then that's not cool.
I mean, it is what it is, but it's sure is can be a little awkward.
Nobody.
And I mean,
really
even
can.
if it's fine if you do that, but like, when you're like, oh, does anybody want to split some wings? I can't have that.
I guess I'll eat them all myself.
Fine.
Does anybody want to share this vanilla ice cream with me? No.
I can't have
any.
that.
I can't have any of your vanilla ice cream. It's all yours.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's no
like
fun.
you said, yeah, it's not fun. It's painful to be that person, and it's just as painful to be on the opposite side because now you'd feel like you're doing something wrong or you're making somebody feel like they're misbehaving or whatever. It's not true at all. You can.
And we want to enjoy life, right?
Yeah.
And being part of social situations. And I don't know about you guys, but I love to eat. So I want to enjoy those times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the social aspect of, that food obviously brings. So when you go out to eat with friends, you just want to enjoy the whole experience,
Yeah.
not watch somebody else enjoy the experience.
So next, as we're moving down the road, we want to start diving into the mental aspect of this. So things like learning where we are on the hunger scale. So we start to talk about with people, okay, 0 being absolutely starving and 10 being, I'm so full, I'm going to throw up. Learning where the brain fits, where in the stomach and the brain start talking to one another, and where on your scale it is. So when it's time to eat, or when you think it's time to eat, or you think you're hungry, am I hungry or am I just thirsty? Or
When am I supposed to stop? 9?
7.
7. Okay.
On,
I was thinking PM. I'm like, wait, hold on, I missed something.
The scale.
the,
Oh, I know.
on the
Oh, this is
hunger
a tiny-
hunger scale, yeah. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say something that wouldn't you say that most of the people when you talk to them about this is where you get into the whole people aren't eating enough, especially when they think they're going to, or like when they're like, okay, I'm going to do better at my nutrition. What do they immediately do?
Starve themselves.
They starve themselves, and then they get to let's say they get to the end of the night, and then they might come to you and be like, Josh, I cannot control my snacking.
Yep.
And then once you've dug into their day, you're like, well, you're hungry. Like, you can control your snacking. You've given yourself no fuel.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting to the end of the day hoping to willpower your way through like this little to no energy, and then hoping that you can just go to bed and wake up and repeat it tomorrow. But so that's,
Yep.
I think that plays a big role in like listening to your hunger. Like, you actually are going to be hungry in the morning, in the midday and evenings. Like, that's
And
a
it's
normal
okay to be
feeling.
hungry.
Yes.
And we have the conversation. So food is calories, right? And what are calories?
Energy.
They are energy.
Listened.
And that's okay. So our body needs energy. We feel good when we have energy. So having that relationship with food, that it's okay to eat. It goes back to how much and how often.
Yeah. We have to eat. It's a requirement.
Yep.
So if we had to kind of recap and give like a beginner 3 things to really take from all of this, like what would be the top 3 things for somebody that's listening, that's a very beginner? Give them 3 things that they could take action with starting today? Which would be the 3 most important things? Putting you on the spot.
He is putting you on the
You are.
spot. Wow.
I don't even.
Start where you're at today.
Okay.
Don't start where you want to be a year from now.
Okay. So what? Now that's 1. Step 1. Give me 2 more things that I can start with tomorrow.
Pick one thing that you want to work on.
Okay. Out of the fruit, water, veggies.
We think that's a good place to start, but I mean, are those the only places you could start? I mean,
yeah, for some people it could be starting when he's put you on the spot, I put myself on the spot, and one thing that came to mind was like they could start with, if they're skipping a meal, start eating that meal instead of skipping it. Anything. So again, there, like you said, starting with that one place could be, it could be anywhere. It could be anywhere with that. So
I'll help you out. I'll go.
I'll give you
I even thought of another one too. Go ahead.
Since you designed the question.
Since I threw you on the spot, I'll at least answer the question myself. I look at most people who are struggling. Usually, sweet is really high. Sweets are really high up in the thing that's one of the things that's happening, and then they're always looking at themselves like, I just have to stop doing this. So my go-to is, where's the fruit at? And ask yourself, are you getting 2 fruits a day in? And if not, that's really my favorite place to start, is getting 2 fruits a day in.
Okay.
Or if it's 0, then start with 1. So judge where you're at on the fruit scale. If it's 0 to 1, start with 1 per day. If you're kind of a 1, maybe 2 kind of person, then shoot for 2 a day.
Okay.
For a while until you master that. So that's
One other thing that came to my mind is, if you have a bad day, let's rephrase that. When you have a bad day, because we're all going to have a bad day, you can fix it tomorrow. It doesn't have to wait till next Monday or next month or January 1st. Just flip the script, reset, start tomorrow, get right back on track.
Yeah. If for that matter, it doesn't even have to start tomorrow. If it was lunch,
sure,
dinner can still be good.
Absolutely.
Or you can still have fruit or veggie with pizza.
Yep.
So figure out where you're at and take the easiest step moving forward. If you're somebody out there that's just starting your journey or wanting to restart, if you've been I've done it all and tried it all, maybe give this one a shot. That's a little more simplistic. And find the easiest thing that you can change. Does that sound good?
Awesome.
Perfect.